Now, after having worked on promoting food sustainability for several years, I'm qualified to say one thing, and one thing for sure. It does not get enough funds. Now, as a result, food waste never gets enough attention, and in turn, each Sri Lankan throws away a staggering 225 meals a year. In Sri Lanka, we have this idea that no one goes hungry because we have an abundance of fruits and vegetables. Even before the food crisis, a reality check was long overdue for this illusion. Would you believe it when I say that all of us are here today because of a post I put on LinkedIn in November 2021? Well, certainly that was the start of it all. It was a post on a short documentary, I think, which you guys kept seeing it again and again, right? On food waste, which we produced for FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization of United Nations. Again, it never got enough investment, so it never got any traction. So I was doing what I could by sharing it on social handles. And as luck would have it, our Dentsu APAC Chief Equity Officer, Rashmi Vikram, picked it up and connected me with Claire David-Gerard and Eslyn Logan of the Global Sustainability team operating out of the London office. After sharing several of our projects on food sustainability, they asked if we would be interested in rolling Dentsu Rise Up Challenge in Sri Lanka. It sounded super exciting because with the Global Rise Up Challenge, Dentsu was aiming to work towards achieving UN Sustainable Development Goal 12.3, which is raising awareness to reduce food waste. And to do this by mobilizing 10,000 young people across the world to develop ideas to tackle food waste. So the question was whether we wanted to bring this opportunity to our Sri Lankan youth. So our target was to get 500 young people educated on combating food waste through a competition. So it was a great agency initiative empowering and promoting change among the next generation, encouraging the youth to contribute towards reducing the environmental and climate change footprint, conserving energy and resources, as well as reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The young people of today have a raw deal, really, right? They have inherited a messed up world. The Global Rise Up Challenge was an opportunity for them to have their say and set things right. It provides an opportunity to the youth to play an active role in designing a world through their ideas and creativity, a world that befits them. It was also going to be a fully funded initiative of Dentsu. Finally, promoting food sustainability was getting some serious funds. So I reached out to our godmom, also known as the chairperson, Mrs. Neela Marika. I remember the very words she uttered. She said, "Go for it, Sajith. I will fully support you." Right? I mean, this wasn't uncharacteristic of her because she has always set an example of championing social causes. So how it all started was in January. So after this was confirmed, Polita and I, we crafted this grand plan with bigger, better, bolder ideas. We thought we'll get multiple sponsors, launch with an exciting campaign, we'll conduct workshops for the would-be contenders, award gifts that they would really love to win, right? And have a set of rocking jurors. So the list went on and on. It was the perfect plan, yeah? But then, Sri Lanka had other bolder, rather sinister plans. A wave of crises kept pushing the deadline down by a month at a time. I remember the first month, it was an economic crisis. The second month, it was a fuel crisis. Third month, it was a political crisis. Then the power cuts, the curfew. Like, it went on and on and on, right? So at one point, we weren't even sure if we were ever going to get this off the ground this year. Right. And it was really embarrassing to get on a call with the global sustainability team because Sri Lanka was facing a worse time. But the global team understood what we were going through, thanks to all the bad publicity on Sri Lanka at that time. So our problem was, we were never used to coming up with so many reasons to why something could not happen. Because as agency people, we make things happen, right? So that's what we do. But this was far bigger than anything we had ever faced. The youth were also severely distracted at that time. And with the kind of mood the country was in, we were not sure if we would get even 50 contenders, forget the 500, right? So, and as Sri Lanka was heading towards a food shortage, it became the best time to launch a campaign on reducing food waste. We were determined to get it off the ground despite so many obstacles. So we started off with a couple of sponsors who were quite gung-ho about partnering with us. But as economic climate deteriorated, they dropped out. But then a few came together outside the official capacity and made contribution towards making this possible. Our dear Manushi managed to seal a media sponsorship with KISS, with KISS FM, right? And the Sajith network. So thank you, Manushi, and to our media sponsor, right? And we had to keep our plans truly agile. For example, we automated the judging process to save time, as well as to ensure that it happened, because we weren't sure whether the judges will actually be able to attend physical sessions with the ongoing fuel shortages and other problems. Yeah. So, and we wanted to get the best possible gifts for our young contenders. You know, from MacBook Pros to iPads to, you know, sound systems, things that would actually, like, you know, young people would find really interesting. But the prices kept skyrocketing on a weekly basis as the rupee tanked, right? So, Scully and I searched the market to procure the coveted gifts at the best possible price in town. Nipuna also helped, right? And as things began to stabilize to some extent, we expedited anxiously to finish what we started. So we were fortunate to have a bunch of supportive colleagues like Darshana, Shamir, Darin, Elisa, Nipuna, and Tassim Intika, Rilla, Isuru Taranga, Yashoda from Mysore, then Dinali, Carol, and GPR team, who helped us with ideating, conceptualizing, executing campaigns, organizing the PR events, etc. Thank you very much for all your help. And eventually we launched the campaign, right? The campaign that we thought would never see the light of day. Within about 3 weeks, we had over 640 contenders. From worrying about not being able to get even 50 contenders, we were now overwhelmed with entries. By automating the judging process really helped. So we started thanking the crises that had, because otherwise we will still be actually in the judging process. Yeah. And with the help of Chamila and Aman, and also Ananya Rao of Dentsu Creative UK, we managed to conduct 3 rocking workshops for the contenders. So thank you very much again for sparing your time and effort to conduct them. Our members of the jury were selected to reflect the Dentsu values of diversity, inclusivity, and equal opportunity. We were able to conduct the judging trilingually because we did not want a language to be a barrier under any circumstance. We also wanted to do justice to the cause of reducing food waste. We roped in an eminent food researcher in Sri Lanka attached to the Cal University to be among our panel of judges. The rest of the judges are young, well-recognized creative professionals in our industry from various agency networks who are not only committed to their craft, but also grooming the next generation of creative talent through their ideas, design, creativity, and data. Thank you all so much for coming forward to be a part of this initiative. I want to especially mention a few people who always supported us from the front. Our chairperson, Mrs. Neela Marika, our CFO, Mr. Ramesh Brandu, our VP, Mrs. Laila Gunasekara, and other members of the GNC who supported in their own way. And Laila, I won't be fighting with you for more creative resources on this project. And a very special shout out to Golita Disanayaka. This job is now done. One more job to close the year. Thank you for your efforts. Couldn't have done it without you. And JD for all the moral support. To those from the Dentsu Global Impact team, especially Anna Newsom, a big thank you to her for being super supportive and patient with our country. So if you're a finalist here today, congratulations, because you should really be truly proud of yourself because you're really special and we believe your ideas can power the changes of tomorrow. I mean, we all need this change, really. Yes, today you are the finalists collecting certificates, awards, prizes, but the real victory would be if food waste is curtailed in your own lives. 2022 is an extraordinary year, a year tested us as a nation. I hope we all rose above the punches it threw us our way, and today that we are all stronger than when it all began. Thank you and enjoy the evening.